Hello everyone, welcome back to Creative Trail. We're going to do part 4. So you need to cut out all the pieces for F from your black cardstock, as well as your inside cover box from the graphics, all the pattern pieces. And here I've just added a small diagram of which pattern piece goes where. Okay, here I am just getting all my pieces together, top, left, right and bottom. As you can see, I've already scored everything. So we're going to start gluing now on the left side, the left flap, at the bottom in the centimeter space. I'm just going to drop a bit of glue there, just a drop of glue, and just a centimeter block will be covered. So I'm just drawing here quickly so you can see what I'm actually trying to tell you, and I hope this makes sense. So when you stick it down, make sure you don't go over the score lines. Okay, so here's a diagram, maybe you can understand this better. Where the red squares is the only part that you're actually going to add a drop of glue or a small piece of double-sided tape. Maybe the double-sided tape might be a bit better just to hold it all in place. Make sure that you do not go over the score lines. Okay, so I'm just going to let the video play and you can watch what I'm doing. I actually liked using the glue, but the more that I think of it, I think a piece of double-sided tape might have worked just as well. Okay, so here I'm showing you that it's a perfect corner. Be gentle when you open and close your flaps, especially if you're using the glue. Remember, as you're gluing it, not to go over the score lines. I know I've said this maybe 3 times already, but if you close your flaps, your corners won't be so perfect. So be very aware of that. Don't go over the score lines. And I'm closing mine gently and just making sure that it's a perfect square. So those 2 corners look perfect. Now we're going to open up and we're going to do the top piece. And do one corner at a time. Don't try and do all the corners at once. Do one corner at a time. Okay, this is the last corner. And our box is basically done. Okay, here I'm just opening up my box and flipping it over because we're going to stick on our pattern pieces now. So make sure that you're sticking it on the right way around. If you close that flap now, you will see that it reads the right way. That piece that goes onto the bottom goes on the front. That piece actually has a signature cut. I'll show you here. So just around the little birdies and the wording there, and I just put a little tab there as a closure. There's lots of other pieces in your digital graphics that you could use as a closure. I think there was another one that was supposed to be used, but I decided to change it up. You can also use a photo mat. In actual fact, you do cut a photo mat for this piece, but this is the piece that is optional. It is F4. So you don't have to put the photo mat there, you can just put something else there as your closure. Okay, so here I'm just going to do a signature cut all around the little birdies. I make sure that I'm not too close to the edge of the paper. When I started with the birdie, I think I was about, usually I try and stick to half a centimeter away from the edge. So I'm just going right around the birdies here. On the second birdie, I bypass the flowers and I go along the words there. Remember not to turn your knife, and to rather turn your paper as you're cutting. So I'm just showing you with my nifty scoring tool where I've actually made the cut, and I'm just going to give it a quick distress, and then I'm going to stick it down. Okay, so here I am just giving it a light little squiggle line around the edges, and I'm going to fill the top part of the pattern with more glue. Okay, make sure that you are sticking it on the right way round. The piece that I'm sticking it on is obviously the bottom piece. I've just turned it around so I can work with the box better. And yeah, I'm just making sure it's even all around the edges. And now I'm just going to burnish it, wipe all the glue off, and we'll move on to the next piece. Okay, so now we're going to stick down the top piece, make sure that the words are the right way, and I'm distressing it again. I clearly forgot to distress this piece. I'm going to fast forward so we can get to the next part. So a little bit of confusion was settling in here for me. I seem to have got my left and right flaps mixed up. So take note that when you glue your box down, make sure all your pieces are on the right spot before you glue. Remember, if one is your bottom and your left, there's two pieces. It's a bottom piece and it's your left flap. If two is your top flap, which is easy enough to see. If 3 is your right flap, it's not the end of the world if you get it mixed up. Obviously, if your top and bottom is correct, the sides, it's really not an issue actually. So I'm just going to forward this piece here where I just glue the two pieces down. So I'm just showing you where this is going to be glued. It'll be on the back, on the inside of the cover, and just showing you what it looks like. Okay, so on the back, on the inside of the cover, just going to place it down so you can get an idea of where it must be glued, and then we're going to dribble some glue on the edge like so, and then we're going to stick it down on the back, on the inside of the cover, making sure that it is even on the top and the bottom and on the right hand side. So top, right, bottom, even. You will have a bigger gap on the left hand side where it's closer to the hinge. So we're just going to burnish gently. Now we're going to stick on the back piece, center it nicely. Okay, now we're going to carry on with G. It's all our extra pages. I did add some of the patterns that I've used. And yeah, so we're going to make sure that we've got all our pieces and we have scored it. Just quickly, let's quickly go back to F. I just wanted to show you quickly. You have got F4 and F5, two photo mats, which is F5, and F4 is that little photo mat for the what I had suggested that you could use as a closure. So that goes inside your little box at the back of your album, and now we're going to carry on with G. So we've got 18.5 centimeters by 9, which is G1. We have got 2 of them. Those are just your extra little flaps with photos on. I didn't do anything extra with this. I just wanted to add more photos. If you look on your cutting guide, I called them the in-between pages. I really wanted to add more photos into this album, and I thought this was a really cute way to add the photos. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like and where they go. Okay, so after the first page, the first signature page, you're going to add a in-between page, and you can see just that little spine, that 0.5 centimeter, I'm going to stick down with glue, but I do put my printed strips down first before I glue it down. So yeah, here I'm just showing you on that little spine, that's what I glue, and I put it into the album, obviously making sure that it is centered. Okay, so those were our in-between pages, and we're going to work on our extra page now, which is G2 and G3. So I'm just folding over and burnishing all my score marks quickly. Should have been done, but yeah. Okay, so with G2, I just wanted to quickly look to see where I'm actually going to stick it down. So I'm just having a look and trying to measure up where I actually want it, and I used the box at the back to kind of center it, so I sort of know where I'm going to go now with this. Okay, on the centimeter that's folded over on one of the G3s, we're going to glue there, and we are going to match it up with G2 score line. So much like we did the little 4-page flaps. Try not to put too much glue. You don't need a lot of glue. If you're using double-sided tape, I suppose it's fine. Each one to their own. I actually love using the double-sided tape, but I think for the albums I do prefer the glue. It is a bit messy sometimes. Okay, just trying to get all the excess glue off, wiping the glue, and I'm going to burnish some more. So now we're going to use our second G3 piece, and we're going to glue this piece now. We're going to line it up with the end of our little flap book, that side on the right, and we're just going to line it up nicely, and over there on that score line we're going to glue there and stick it down. Burnish it, make sure it's straight, make sure it lines up with the edge, and burnish it some more. Wipe all your excess glue off, and that is your extra page. Okay, so here I'm going to quickly show you how to do the magnet. There's the bunny I used for that other magnet. So I'm just going to show you how to do the magnet for this extra page quickly. I had used that little stripe tab strip, and I cut it nice and flush, distressed it a little bit more, and I'm going to fold it, and instead of cutting that little centerpiece off, it's got like a little notch on each side of that stripe pattern there. I used my punch. I use the 4mm little corner rounder piece. It's the smallest one, and yeah, I just punched that on each side, and I think it just looked much better. Okay, so here's a quick diagram just to quickly show you how this magnet was attached and put together. So on that little stripe pattern at the back, you're going to put one little magnet, glue it down, and then you're going to glue it to the back of the page, the extra page. And then you're going to glue the magnet on the front. You're going to add the pink ticket with the little housey on top of the pattern, and the teal tag will go at the back. So it's going to cover the magnet on the other side, on the back of the stripe. So the two tickets are going to be sandwiched between the magnet and the stripe little. So just showing you on the extra page at the back, that's where that piece is going to go, just like the other magnets. The other magnets was tucked into the base pocket. This one's going to go at the back of the extra page, and we're going to stick it down with that pattern piece, the yellow dotted pattern piece that I put in. It's a small little strip. It does say on your graphics extra page, so that's for that. Okay, so here I am just showing you that yellow dotted pattern piece that's going to go at the back of that extra page. Okay, I'm just going to fast forward this piece. It's just me putting the magnet piece together. I actually think I got the tickets mixed up, but it doesn't matter which tickets you use. You don't even have to use the tickets. You can use a different kind of embellishment if you wanted to. It does not have to be these tickets. So I'm just going to forward this piece, and you can watch as I make it along, and I will see you in the next video, because this video is long enough and I don't want to make the videos too long. So I'll see you in the next bit where we put everything together.